Well, hello everyone. I did a video a couple of evenings ago about the project ACCFG made by Carl GV on GitHub. I had such fun time that I was thinking of doing another one, this time the azfunc, and try it out, see how it works. This is a module to assist with Azure Functions with custom handlers and Go. And we'll take it for a spin and see how it works. Alright, let's go. Let's start with creating an Azure function. A function app, and let's create a consumption one using Linux in Sweden Central. Func, and as I understand it, we need to use a custom handler when using Go. We're using Linux in Sweden Central. Let's create that one and create. While it's being created, we can use the func tool to initialize the project func init. And we want to use a custom one. That's about it. And we want to create our first trigger, func new, and we want to make that an HTTP trigger. Let's begin with that at least, and let's call it stage 1. This should mean that we have a host file. Let's make that a bit bigger so you can see. So we have a host file defining how everything works. In custom handler description, default executable path, we need to place a binary. Let's call it handler. Yeah, let's call it handler. And we have stage 1 function. We have the function HTTP trigger. Everything looks okay there. Let's initialize the Go project. Go mod init azfunc lab. And now we can create touch main.go. Now we have our main, package main, and func main. And I do what I always do, create a run function that takes context. Background, something like that. If we get the error, I don't want to log it. I want to do fmtf printf, send it to standard error, application returned an error, and then OS exit 1. Thank you, Copilot. And we create the run function exactly. And then we want to create signal.notify context. And we want to do sig int and sig term and defer the stop and return fmtf error f. Let's just do something to see that it's working. If print f, like that. Go mod, go run main.go. An error occurred. Great. Now we have created the function app. We can find it here. we have a runtime. Can't find the runtime version, and a custom not found. This is most likely due to us not having published or deployed anything to the function app. So let's see if it disappears later. Usage. We have HTTP triggers, queue triggers, generic triggers. That's awesome. Error handling. If something happens, we can set an error on the context. We can parse the incoming request. All right. We should use these modules. We create an app using the azfunc new function app. From there, we do add function, the name of the function, what kind of trigger, and then we can parse the input. Right, let's try this out. Let's add those two and create the app and add the function. Let's add the function with the correct name as well. Something like that. And the input should most likely be var input struct message. Yeah, exactly. And we can parse the input here, and we can respond here. fmts printf. Let's do something like that. Input.message. Perhaps not there. Input.message. Input message. Right. So we have created the app. We have done the add function, and we need to start it. App dot. Oh, we should most likely download the dependencies. Go more tidy. App dot start, and at the start returns an error. I usually want to be able to signal an application like this using context that it should shut down. Either like the HTTP server in Go, where I create my own Go routines. What I usually do with the HTTP server is something like this. G ctx error group, and let's install error group as well. And then I usually do, let's create the HTTP server just to show ep.server like that. Header, yeah, let's say 8080. And when that's created, I do go, and I don't wait for ctx done here. What I do is usually something like r equals srv.listen and serve, and that usually returns an error. And exactly, if it's error server closed, errors.this error, something like that usually, then we return the error. Otherwise we return nil, like that. Just let's verify that. Error target, yeah. So if it's error server closed, we shouldn't return error, it should be nil. Then we do g.go, wait for the context to cancel, create a new context with timeout, usually like 5 seconds, defer cancel, we return the shutdown like that. And then I usually do something like go.wait, wait for it. Let's see, and let's add a simple handler here. Can we use app there? Oh, we can't. It should most likely just give us something at least. Go run main.go. So we can cancel that easily. Curl localhost page not found. All right, that's good. This is how I usually do it. And now when using this app, we need to do something like return app.start. I'm not able to signal it, but perhaps it handles that inside of the function. Let's see. When it starts, there are no function. So if we have no functions, it returns an error. It adds the handlers, it creates an error channel. It handles the listen and serve. If it's not nil and the error isn't server closed, it sends the error to the error channel. This is done in its own Go routine. So I usually want to do this myself in my code and not have it done somewhere else. So I would have preferred listen and serve to be exposed instead of start, but that's like what I'm used to at least. Either if the error, we receive an error, we return that error, or else if 10 milliseconds have passed, we close the error channel, and then we just think that the listen and serve is working, and then we wait for shutdown. And if shutdown returns an error, we return the error. Shutdown, create a signal channel, and we notify this channel when we have an interrupt and term. And then we wait for one of these signals. If one of these signals are received, we create a new context with a timeout of 10 seconds. We defer the cancel. We set keep alive enabled to false. We do a shutdown with a context, and either we return the signal or nil. We return the signal and nil. And here we don't return the signal at all, and we don't use the signal here at all either. All right, let's see. So if we do it like this, it will complain that I don't use the context. So let's do it like that. So now this, perhaps it will hang if I start it. Let's try that out. Go run. Control C. Oh, that works. So that's awesome. Good. And can I what port is it running on? Start. Perhaps it's when we create new function app. It looks for functions custom handler port. It's this port. If it can't be found, we set 8080. So curl 8080 and stage 1 perhaps. API stage 1. No. Did I save? Page not found. Right. Where are they located? Server mugs. We have the options here. And handler name. So we take the name and the function. And what did we name it? We named it stage 1. And trigger payload malformed. Data message who are trigger name incorrect. Let's figure out what trigger name incorrect. All right. Perhaps we. Oh yeah. We shouldn't run this. We can see that it starts. That's fine. We shouldn't run this. From here, we should do a func start instead. And we don't have the bin handler. We can see it here. Failed to start worker channel process file name bin handler. Go build output bin handler and func start. There we go. Now we can try to. Oh, we're not 7071. 7071, and it was API stage 1. API stage 1. Input message foobar. Great. So that's working. Bass. That's working. Great. Now let's try to deploy this. I've had some issues before using let's see, Golang Azure Functions. We need to figure out how to build it. We need to build it to a specific architecture, and yeah, this is it. Need to add this when building. Build. So go operating system Linux, go Arch. We build it there. Then we should be able to do func Azure Function app publish. At least I think it's like that. Refresh. Let's see what's going on. We can take the name here. Something like that. Let's see what happens. So it's deploying. It's completed successfully. That's nice of it. It's synchronizing the triggers. and we have deployed it. And if we do curl, we curl to that path, it doesn't work. It errors out. Well, that doesn't seem good. Let's figure this out. We have logs we can look at. If we go to the application insights, logs, and then we can just look at everything. Let's give it a few seconds. Right. I have lots of information here. Let's see. It can't start the bin handler because glibc 234 isn't found. Right. Could it build? Can we disable cgo? Cgo enabled. 0. Publish. Let's try that again. Curl. Okay. Oh, unauthorized. Well, that we should be able to solve by grabbing key. And if I remember correctly, we should do something like code equals this, and put everything in quotation marks. Oh, yeah. That is working. That's nice. Awesome. Foobar. Oh, that's cool. So we can create the app. We add a function called stage1. We can parse the message. We can output it like this. Can we output it like let's stop at this for now. We've tried it out. It was quite easy to get started with. I would have preferred the app to expose, listen and serve and stop instead of not giving me that flexibility. Perhaps we should try it out a bit more at a later stage, but this is at least a good start. It was easy to get it up and running. We could try to see if we can do the output to a service bus instead, perhaps. How would that look? ctx.output.http. How do we do an output binding with Q trigger? Actually, Q output. Oh, that's exactly what we want. So binding Q message request received. Well, let's try that. So we add a queue, and when we've added that, perhaps we need to do some magic here. Yeah, we need to do that. And this should most likely be not Azure Web Job Storage, but something else. Let's see what that should be. We should most likely do that. Azure Functions service bus output. I can't remember how to do that. Yeah, let's start here. Connections. Should we create a connection for this? Application insights, functions. Let's create a service bus to begin with. Create a service bus, namespace name, service bus namespace, lab, azfunc, Sweden Central, standard, create, and create. Identity-based connections. Connection name prefix. Instead of using connection string with a secret, you can have the app use and try to do this. You would define the setting and a common prefix maps to the connection property, the trigger, and the binding configuration. Using app configuration. Grant permission. So we need to have an identity on the function. So let's make sure we have one. Identity on save. Yes, please. And then we go to the service bus and what kind of we need data receiver or data owner and data sender, because if we want to trigger, okay, receiver, example built-in roles. Well, role assign, add role assignment, full access, allow receive, allow send. Let's try with the owner, see what happens. Managed identity, function app, and our function app. Yep. Review and assign. Yes, please. Make it data owner. And let's see what we can do now. Then we need to create environment variable. Property fully qualified namespace. Let's just figure out how this should look. process connections. The name of the application setting, shared prefix, multiple application setting. If the configuration exact connection string get managed. Connection. If the app setting name begins with Azure Web Jobs, you can specify, for example, connection my service bus function runtime looks for an app setting that is named Azure Web Jobs my service. If you leave connection empty, Azure Functions runtime uses the default service bus connection string in the app setting name. Right, let's use that. Environment variables, storage, yeah. Let's add service bus, and the value should be the service bus name. And I've lost my service bus name, so let's find that again. Sorry for the flashbang. There we go. And we shouldn't just do that, we should do the full one. Or at least I think so. Yeah, .servicebus.windows.net. Yeah, let's do it like that. Apply, confirm. It's updated. Now queue connection. Oh, they said my service bus, otherwise service bus, right? Q, yeah, sure, let's call it this bus. And what kind of type is it? Output. Let's change host.json. Output, all right. Test queue, all right. Service bus queue. Service bus, all right. Let's change that to service bus. Let's like that, see if it works or not. Let's build, let's publish. And curl, just see if it still works. Something happened at least, but we didn't get a response at all. Don't we want a response? Yeah, we do want a response. 500. Something went wrong. Yes, restart. Internal server error. Let's see, why are we seeing server errors? We are seeing server errors because because let's figure this out. Perhaps we should take a look at the traces instead. What can we figure out? Failed. Why did it fail? Failed. Location, stage 1. Called. I'm not sure why it failed. Most likely because I've done something wrong. Let's see if we can figure what. Oh, it looks like we got something here. Oh, we should most likely create a queue here. Yeah. We call it azfunc queue. Yeah, let's do it like that. Create. Oh. And let's go back here and look at the function queue name. Name. Queue name of the queue connection. Queue name direction. azfunc queue. Was that the name I set? azfunc queue. Is it me who can't spell? That's weird. I thought I spelled that correctly. Let's create it again. Stage 1 out. Easier. Stage 1 out. Stage 1 out. Publish. Curl. Still 500. Still 500. Are we seeing anything here? Nothing. What are we seeing here? Successful requests. Oh, that's nice at least. But something is still going wrong. Perhaps we should look at exceptions and appendices as well, just to see what happens. This is most likely just me being bad at Azure Functions. Executing. This was a while ago. 41. Do we have any exceptions? storage connection string parse. Storage connection string executing. Oh, details. Has been throw target reflection target invocation exception. And why? Azure storage queues. Azure storage connection string. Perhaps I'm just really bad at model. Perhaps we're using model 3. Type must be service bus. Well, type service bus. Name the name to return. Well, not queue. Perhaps that was it then. Publish again. Curl. Come on. Nothing. 500. Too bad. Type service bus, direction out. Represent the queue topic in the function code. Set to return to reference the queue name, not for a topic. And what do we do in the code? Binding service bus right. Oh. Let's see what's happening here then. Stage 1 out. Did we name it stage 1 out? Stage 1, we did. Queue name. Stage 1 out. And something happened here, so that's nice. We have received 3 messages, so that's awesome. Peak from start. Peak next message. Receive mode. Queue. Receive and delete. Receive. Did we get anything at all? Let's see. It really looked like we had received something here. Incoming requests 3. Incoming messages. Outgoing messages. So we haven't received any message. Alright. Well, what went wrong? Service bus. Connection string could not be parsed. Either it was malformed or contains no well-known tokens. Well, I thought we were using... Let's see here, connections. The connection, connection, manage credentials to obtain a connection string. But if you're using version 5 or higher of the extension, instead of using a connection string with a secret, you can use environment variable template. And additional properties. But how do we use that then? In this mode, the extension requires the following properties. Connection name prefix. Well, Let's see what happens if we just change it. Service bus. Oh, I'll just go back to the service bus, copy the name, apply. Let's remove that one, apply, confirm, connection, oh, just service bus, like that, clear, publish. We're synchronizing the triggers and curl. Oh, that seems to be working. Lucky me. Let's see if we can find that message then. Peak from start, and we found one message. Foobar, that's awesome. Receive mode, receive messages, receive. Now let's see how we do an input then. Boom, queue trigger main. So we want a queue trigger like that. Let's call that stage 2. Func new, and we want something like Azure Service Bus queue trigger 11 stage 2. And now we have the stage 2 here. Name my SP message. Let's call it, what did you call it here? Service bus. Service bus. Input queue name. Stage 1 out. Service bus. Something like that. Let's go to the Go code. Add another one. And we should call that service bus, and we perhaps just should do the input will be input message, because yeah, sure, input like that. Binding out queue. Well, let's not do it like that. Content input message input message, something like this perhaps. Then build, and then we do publish. Curl. So the input worked at least. Let's see, can we see anything for the output? Stage 2. Let's look at the logs. We are connected. Are we seeing anything at all? Let's hear. It failed. Executing stage 2. Received invocation response for function stage 2. I wonder what happened. Dead letter. So it wasn't able to handle them. Max delivery count exceeded. Well, that's just too bad. Did I do something wrong with it? Queue name. So we have service bus trigger. Should we read up on the trigger perhaps? Type. Direction must be set to in. Name. Service bus. Queue name. Stage 1 out. Topic name connection. Access rights. This is session enabled. What went wrong? Message is input message. So that should be something we are able to parse. Management roles isn't sufficient. Trigger. We are owner. That should be peak lock. Let's figure out why it didn't log what we wanted. Let's go to the logs. Let's look at the exceptions. Severity exception while executing function stage 2. Well, response status code does not indicate success. 404 not found. Perhaps I should look at output binding out queue. Hello queue. Oh, stage 2. Well, that's build, publish. That's embarrassing, but let's see what happens now. Perhaps we can clean out these messages. Right. Curl. We curl it. We don't see anything there, so that's good. Let's go back to, let's see if we can see the logs for stage 2. Failed. Oh, that's too bad. Why are you failing? Oh, it didn't fail now. Let's set auto response. Received invocation. I thought we would log something here. Info queue message received. Not set on HTTP. Return value output not set on HTTP response. Are we? But they are not stored here anymore. So what is going wrong? Let's check the logs again. Exceptions. But I thought we solved that. Succeeded, right? It at least says something succeeded, so that's nice. I would like to see the information though. Stage 2 succeeded. Functions stage 2. Stage 1 succeeded. Executing details. I can't see the message we wrote at all. That could just be me. Trace, custom dimension, log level, function completed. I'm not figuring this out, but at least it seems like it's working now. Stage 1 out, custom dimensions, result, operation idea. So we're seeing those at least. And we're not seeing any, they are not stuck in the service bus anymore. So that's good. Log stream. Stage 2. All right, let's see what's happening now. I'm not seeing the log I want, user message. I want to see something about input. I can't see anything about input. Received. Stage 2, information, verbose. Output's not set to response. Stage 2, user message handler. Well, at least it seems to be working. Perhaps there's something wrong in the library with the logs, or I'm just doing it the wrong way. But I think that's a wrap for now. Let's go through what we did. We create the function app. We create a function, stage 1. We also need to create the stage 1 function folder and its function.json. Here we take an input message and we respond with an HTTP output as well as a binding to a service bus where we write the message, and queue message received, input message. We try to log this, but I'm not finding the log, most likely because I'm looking at the wrong place. And then we start the app and wait for it to close. Well, that's it for today. It's getting quite late and I'm getting tired, but it was fun, and it's a cool project. Fun trying it out. I'm not that good at Azure Functions with custom handlers. I haven't been working with them in a while, or at least I haven't been working with Azure Functions in a while. So it was fun refreshing my memory there as well. Thank you for watching, if you watched this far, and have a great day, evening, or whatever time you have. Bye bye.